Welcome back, panelists.
Hi.
Yay, we're back.
That was so great.
Yeah. All right, now, we talked a lot about Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, but there are two other attractions in this space. I think we need to talk a little bit more about those. Now, Alejandra, you have one of your favorite attractions here in this space. Tell us a little bit more about that particular attraction.
Yes, so it's Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin.
Yay.
It is the same attraction that we know and love. It's a ride in a taxi cab through the streets of Toontown, and there's no height requirement on this one, but I do have to mention that it's a little spinny, so just keep that in mind, parents.
Now, okay, so we have that attraction, so now we're up to two.
Yes.
But there's one more.
Yes, the third one is Chip 'n Dale's Gadget Coaster.
Okay.
So this is a reimagining of the original attraction, and I was excited that this one returned as well because similar, like I mentioned with DuckTales, I loved Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers.
Yes.
So I was excited that this returned. It's the same attraction, it just has a new name and some new elements to it. And honestly, I think this is a great roller coaster, a good introductory roller coaster for kids. If this is their first roller coaster ever, this is a great one. It's not going to be as long as some of the other ones, and the height requirement is only 35 inches. So it is a little bit more of a thrill. It does speed up, but what's great is you can see the whole attraction when you walk up. So what I think I'll do is I'll show our kids, they can watch it and decide if they want to ride it or not, if they're feeling up to speed or not that day.
Yes, that's true. And now when we went on our tour, we saw that the very exciting roller coaster was right next to one of our favorite little quiet areas.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that little area that's literally right next to the roller coaster.
Yeah, so this is another area of green space, but this one is unique. It's quieter, and we were talking with some of the cast members around there, and a lot of times the music will slow down a little bit. This is a lot more of a sensory-friendly space. So if you just need to get away from all the noise, if you need to slow down a little bit, there's a little bit of a cave like overhang area with benches. So this is a great space if you really just need a little bit more of a quiet break on your vacation.
Yes, and it was kind of magical because we stood there and we're like, there's a roller coaster on the other side of this wall, and you can't hear anything.
No.
You enter this little space, and it just closes you off from the rest of the land. But you can still see everything, which is great.
Yes. Okay. So that's 3 attractions. Plus, we added in two more spaces of rest. So I love that we talked about that.
And there's also that water refilling station that we were talking about. There's one there which is so perfect because it lends itself to that atmosphere there that is so calm and chill. Just refill your water bottle, take a seat on the bench, lay down on the grass with your perfect picnic blanket, and you're set.
Yeah, I suspect that this will be one of the more best kept secrets of Mickey's Toontown. Even when we went, there weren't a ton of people back there. A lot of people are more in the front grass areas, where this one was it was just quieter. It had a little bit less people in it. So pro tip, make sure you go to this all the way in the back corner of the park.
Go way in the back.
Yes.
See all of Toontown, and then take a little rest on a bench in the back. I love that. That's so fun.
Yes.
We talked about the attractions inside of Toontown, but the two of you reminded me that once you leave Toontown, there's a station.
Yeah.
Right?
So the Disneyland Railroad actually has a stop that is Mickey's Toontown, and so I love this stop, and I love Disneyland Railroad, especially with little ones, because you can take the Grand Circle tour all the way around the park. You can see the Grand Canyon display, and this is a great way for kids to take a little bit of a break if they happen to nod off, in the midst of taking it around the whole park. It is what it is. So you can take it all the way around the park, all the way back to Mickey's Toontown if you want. You can park your stroller right outside of the railroad stop there and just enjoy a nice ride around the park.
Now, we've ridden all of these attractions. We've walked around. We've seen all the things. I feel like we're working up an appetite.
Yes,
Oh,
you're
yes.
talking my language.
Okay,
Yes.
same.
Yes.
Yes.
It's time to talk about some food. Let's talk about some dining options that are here in Mickey's Toontown.
Yes, yes. Like Greg, this is one of my favorite topics, food. There's 2 dining options. The first is a quick service. It's called Café Daisy, and this is going to serve your kid classics. You know, your hot dog, pizzas, but there's also things for the grown-ups. I tried the plant-based option. It's called the Garden Spring Wrap. It was so tasty. I love the creamy, lemony, garlicky dressing. It was so good. I highly recommend that. I know Greg also tried.
You were very poetic with your language there. I had the pepperoni pizza flop over, and it was really good. So I really enjoyed it, and I think it was a nice take on pizza. I like that it was flopped over. It made it a little bit easier, I think, to eat.
Yeah.
I also tried the cold brew.
Oh, yes.
I will say, maybe this is my pro tip. It might not be the best pair with the pepperoni pizza flop over, but it was absolutely delicious, and I would highly recommend it. I think I would probably want to try that watermelon lemonade.
Yes, yeah. I had the watermelon. I think those 2 pairings probably would have worked better.
I think that's probably what I should have done, but I was just so excited to try that cold brew. I mean, it is delicious.
Yes.
I tried it too. It was so yummy. I love another cold brew option at Disneyland Park.
Yes.
We have a few famous ones. This one I think is going to be pretty famous as well.
Okay.
And it's caramelly flavor, so if you're into that, I would highly recommend it.
I think that is a must with the donuts. I think that is the ultimate pair.
Yes, we can definitely see that pair put together. So that's going to be a nice little snack, maybe for the kids to enjoy the donuts and the parents to enjoy the cold brew.
Yes.
A little pick-me-up.
R in there.
Yeah.
Yes.
You'll need a pick-me-up, definitely. Now, another thing that I know you and I both had, because I got the hot dog, which, by the way, you could literally, 3 people can share that thing. It was huge.
Very big.
You guys saw it when I bought it out. You were like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
So that's something that you can definitely split and share.
Yes.
But we both enjoyed those chips.
The spring garden wrap
Yes.
comes with a side of house-made chips.
Yes.
And so does the foot-long hot dog.
It does.
And they're so delicious. They're like perfectly crunchy, salty. They were a perfect addition to those items.
Yes, I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, oh, these are amazing.
I'm ready to go get some more right now.
We
I
are.
think,
Okay,
yeah.
listen. Well, we've got a few more things to talk about
We
first.
do? Okay.
But we will.
Yes,
Promise.
okay.
Later today. That's
Great.
what we'll do.
Yeah.
We have Café Daisy, but there's also another option.
That's right. So Good Boy Grocers is right next door to Café Daisy. And I love this space because you can purchase a perfect picnic basket. And there are all kinds of snacks that you can fill your picnic basket with. So this is a great activity for kids. You get to pick from a whole bunch of stuff. So they have the cheese wheels, they've got fruit leather, they have applesauce, they have
bars.
fig bars. That's right. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And grapes. And then you also get to pick a drink to go with it as well. So
Yes.
water or juice that you can throw in this picnic basket. And you can add on a picnic blanket as well. So anywhere in Toontown is a great place for a picnic. And you have these components that you can take together and really use that to have a nice little picnic in the park. Well, and I think what's nice too is this is an activity just as much. You know, like you can involve your kids while you're waiting on a mobile order. You can involve them in the activity of let's find what we want to fill our picnic basket with. It's just kind of a fun part of getting your food together and getting it ready to eat.
It is. It's a great way to kind of have another experience within the experience of Mickey's Toontown, which is really sweet.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Now I'm hungry.
Yes.
We've got more things to talk about.
Yes.
Now, Mickey's Toontown is the perfect spot for families and kids to play together. And a lot of listeners are planning trips to experience this for themselves. But what are some other offerings that we can experience here with our little ones when we come to visit?
Yeah, Mickey's Toontown is in such a good spot in the parks because right outside, you're just a few steps away from It's a Small World, which is an absolutely great attraction. We have this sweet memory with our kids where we took both of our kids, and our youngest was 6 months old or so at the time. And she fell asleep on the attraction and it was just the cutest thing, like in my arms. It's loud in there. but she was still able to find her little cat nap, which was great.
Oh, I love
but yeah,
that.
we love It's a Small World. And then just across the little walkway there is also Tale of the Lion King show. The show is amazing. The costumes are absolutely amazing too. And then, you know, your kids can hear all of their favorite songs from the Lion King.
Yes.
It's just a great spot. You could really spend a good part of your day just in this area of the park.
Yes, you can.
There are multiple show times, so just check the Disneyland app. It doesn't play every day, so be aware of that. You know, plan ahead.
Yes.
But always check the Disneyland app for that.
There's a special place that your family actually really loves to
yes.
take your little one to just run it out and relax. Tell us more
Yes.
about your favorite space.
Yes, this is honestly kind of like a hidden space or like a kind of overlooked sometimes space in Disneyland Park. It's called Tom Sawyer Island. It's right on the Rivers of America. If you've ever seen Fantasmic, it's where Mickey is, you know, performing.
Yes.
So just to give you an idea. And you take a little raft ride into the island. It's so big. It's so wide. There's so many trees. It really is a perfect spot to just let your kids, you know, get that energy out. And another thing that I love about it that's similar to the feeling here in Mickey's Toontown is that there are picnic tables. It's a wonderful space for both children and adults to run around, explore together. And yes, I love that place.
Oh gosh, it sounds like I've never been. So now I have to go
Wow.
You
explore
have to go.
it. Yes, I have to
It's
see
so
it.
great.
Now I know you reminded me though when we talked about it that you have to be there before dusk, right? It closes at dusk.
It does. It closes around 5 p.m.
Okay.
And so again, check the Disneyland app to make sure what time it closes for that specific day, and make sure you make your way over there. Don't miss that. It's a wonderful spot. If you're enjoying that element of Mickey's Toontown about the lots of play spaces, lots of places to run around and explore and play, you're going to love that area.
I think it comes together. Just one of the questions that we get, and even just friends of mine who are like, what's the right age to take your kids to Disneyland Resort? Like, how old should they be before you take them? And it just goes to show that you can really have fun with kids of any age.
Yes.
You don't need to wait. There's stuff to do for literally kids of any age. So my son's favorite attraction is the Haunted Mansion. And we love going on that, but I would be remiss if I didn't also mention Fantasyland. Specifically, Peter Pan's Flight, Pinocchio's Daring Journey. Those are some of our favorite. And Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, which is unique to Disneyland Resort.
I would be remiss if I did not mention my family's tradition. Every time we come to Disneyland Park, our first attraction is Dumbo. And it's just a beautiful way to start your day.
Yes.
You're up high, the park is emptier, it's quieter, it's cool up there, and it's just a beautiful view of the park of Fantasyland.
Oh my goodness.
And if you stay in a Disneyland hotel, a Disneyland Resort hotel, then you get access to the early morning entry.
Yes.
Which, most of those rides are going to be open, so you can ride them with almost no wait.
Yes, that's one of my favorite tips.
That's actually a really good tip, because I don't think people realize that it's almost no one here.
Yeah.
And you can just go and enjoy those, selected attractions that are open during that time. And that's one less thing you have to worry about with your little ones throughout the rest of the day.
Absolutely.
Which is really great. But Greg, you mentioned a really good tip yesterday, and you've been talking a lot about the app, the filter feature.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's, I love being able to use if you go into the map in the Disneyland mobile app, I believe it's in the top left, it says filter.
Okay.
There is a filter for preschool. So you can filter for appropriate rides for preschoolers. And, you'll see a lot of the rides most of them with no height requirements, or, pretty small kids could still ride them. And if you just have no idea what to ride next, which it can sometimes be, there's so many options when you're at the Disneyland Resort, especially Disneyland Park, of, what should we do next? Just start using some of those filters.
Yes. Yeah, that's so smart. I love that you mentioned that. I was like, oh, that's right. We do have a little filter feature right there to make things even easier to plan for those little ones. And
absolutely.
So that way everybody has a good time.
Yeah,
yes.
for sure.
Yes.